program. Oh, I don't know if anybody's here. Hi. Anybody gonna be around? This is sort of like a last minute thing I did. Ah, there I am. So we do have people watching. Actually, it says nine or so. Um, I don't know. I'm going to work on something later today, I hope, uh, about Ivanka Trump's new uh, program to just think differently and make a lot of money or something. Findsomethingnew.org. I mean, it's sort of a nice headline. I agree with that, but I haven't looked at it yet. But I'm reading an analysis of it, and so it's sort of like how to get a better job and training and things like that. But everything sucks you into paying like $3,000 or $4,000 for somebody's course at Amazon or whatever, or Kenosha College and paying like $10,000, yeah, for something. And I don't think that's a good way. And then they have another thing: take a course for $12 to get ahead in a retail job. Now, retail jobs, I think, probably over. Certainly not growing. You want to, it talks about do something different, find something new, and a retail job doesn't sound like the thing to do. I guess, well, this is a young woman who is, I think the only job she's ever had is with her billionaire father, right? So it doesn't seem too good, but I know she's got a lot of publicity at it for a while. But maybe people start looking into it, and just be careful. Anybody telling you you have to spend all this money to get ahead. I mean, that is, hey, there he is. Aloha from Hawaii. Wow. So it's like, what is it? Tomorrow there? No. Yeah, I guess it's so early. It's tomorrow. Or no, it would be the other way around. No, it'd be, well, it's a lot different. What do you got? 6 hours? Something like that. Uh, but it depends. Everybody's out to make money, unfortunately, and we all do because we have to survive and feed ourselves and feed our family or whatever that is. Uh, but if you, and that's fine, yeah. But for people who don't have money, it's easy to get sucked in to spending money to get more money. And I think that's a rabbit hole, yeah, that you never get out of, yeah. And you have to do that differently because, I mean, maybe there's an example or two that you could see that's done that, but I would say 9 times out of 10, you're just going to get further in debt and further in financial trouble. Oh, it's morning there. Okay, good. Today or tomorrow? I guess today, right. Going west, you're early. Yeah, here it's 5 o'clock. Um, so that's and the other problem is on Google, you don't everyone there is to sell you something to make money, me included. I mean, this is, I have a business and uh, trying to be self-sufficient with that. Uh, but like someone called me down, tell you how to search for grants, like um, to pay rent or mortgage, those kinds of things. And they said every time I put it in, they get just people want to sell them something. And that's what you have to do, particularly what's now. And I have now this is only for members, so I'll send you this uh, uh, link, for members that show you how to do that without getting all that crap. And the way you do that is put COVID in the title because that's where all the new stuff is. COVID grants are all the new stuff. And there's so many new ones, not only just the ones they're talking about in Washington, D.C., there's so many new COVID grants on the local level. So your county, your city, your state, they're the ones you want to see. And also nonprofits locally. And that you could find by going to Google. Hi from Vegas, Crystal in Vegas. Baby. I always thought you had to say baby after Vegas, baby. uh, and when you search there, then you have to go down to, oh, what the heck they call it? Let's see, when you put Google, then let's see, on the bottom of the search button, after you dot, yeah, there's something called settings. And you go into settings underneath, where you put the keyword you want to search in there. So you put maybe if you're in Vegas, okay, and you want to know, hey, are there programs in Las Vegas to help me pay my rent or pay my mortgage? So you put COVID grants, and don't put Las Vegas because that's too uh, limiting. And you put Nevada, just COVID grants, Nevada. Maybe you want to put rent or maybe you want to put mortgage. I would try it 2, 3 different ways. But then when you search that and it searches, before you hit the button to search, you go to settings and then you drop down to advanced search. And under advanced search, you have an item in there called last update. And this shows you gives you the websites that were updated at a certain time. So if you want to do it every website, so you put nothing there. You say anytime. If you want to put the websites that were updated in the last month, then you go down the drop down and put the last month. And that's what I would suggest you do to start with. Put the last month there and see what comes up. And then you go through there and be careful with anything that is not .com. Now, on this process, .coms are not going to be bad if they're a publication, if they're like anything that's somebody's like giving you news. if there's a lot, see, when you do this grant stuff, if you put the word grant in, you're going to get these people that are selling you grant programs and services, like I guess, like I do. Yeah, and you don't want that. You want this new stuff, and you can find that better than going to them, or even me, uh, because these are happening every day, and nobody could keep up with them. So you don't want to get trapped in there because they spend all their time trying to figure out what to tell you or what to show you to get you to give them money. And you think, oh, I'll give you money because I don't know what else to do and I need this stuff, right? And I know it's easy, and if you have money, and you could don't worry about it's not going to take food out of your mouth, and you want to try it, well, more power to you, but you don't have to, and you'll learn more by not. I feel, but that's a biased opinion, so don't trust me. Um, but and then go through those, check, and you could read the subtitles, what's going on, before you click to see if there's something there, and and then click and see. And the other thing to do, if somebody says, okay, here's a grant for paying your rent in Las Vegas or Nevada or something like that, and you click on it and you see, oh, they don't do it anymore, or they ran out of money or something like that. Contact them anyway. If they have a phone number, definitely contact them. Because the more people you can get on the phone, if there is a organization, a government office or nonprofit organization in Nevada, that spends their time, worrying about getting money to people who need to pay rent, that's who you want to talk to, even if they're out of money, because they're going to know a hell of a lot more than you will about these programs, other programs, or anything that's going on about that. You're doing this for the first time in your life, so you don't know. These people in this business every year, trying to get money people to solve financial problems and stuff like that. So they're going to know better than me or you or your buddy or somebody else that you than anybody else, because that's their living, to figure these kinds of things out. So that's why if you could call them, and find out about what other programs there are, or maybe or whatever. It's just it's having possibilities. You don't need a definite because you don't know. The only people that can be definite really the people giving you money. And until you get someone that can give you money, they're all just possibilities and maybes. And so you're trying to get as many maybes as possible. Oh, that's a good thing. I need as many maybes as possible. and to see if someone can help you. And that is, mm, it's going to be tough for a long time. I think okay. Now let's talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. I was watching some of the news programs on Sunday. They have the public affairs stuff on Sundays, and all the politicians, get on the Fox News. I was just listening to Fox News a little while ago, and another one. So the White House now is admitting that their version. So you have two versions of the stimulus package. They have to vote on a stimulus package within the next few weeks. But they said that last week too, and nothing happened. The House of Representatives voted on a package 2 months ago, and that's all ready to go. That's called the HEROES Act or something like that. It's the Senate that's trying to decide what to put in for 2 months, okay? And what's happening there, they're arguing within the Republican Party on what to be in there. Hi, Ricky from Sarasota. Uh, and so they've been arguing about this now, and they were supposed to come out with a proposal by Friday, like 2 or 3 days ago, whenever that was. Now it's Sunday, I guess. And they didn't. So now they're hoping for tomorrow. And the White House now, because the Republicans and the White House have to agree on something, because the Republicans in the Senate, not the Republicans in the Senate, not the Republicans in the House. Their game is over because the House is run by the Democrats and they got their package. Now, the Senate is run by the Republicans. And then you have the third branch, which is the president. So now the Republicans in the Senate and the president have been working on a deal and talking to the big mucky mucks in the White House, hearing them on the public shows today, uh, they're saying that yes, they agreed to $1,200 stimulus, and it sounds like it'll be up to $75,000 of income again. I think it was 70 or 75, something like that. Okay, so it looks like the same thing that they did last time they're going to do, $1,200. There's more for that in the House version, so they have to agree on this. So that's not too hard to come by. So it looks like pretty certain you're going to get $150. I mean, $1,200. And that's what they're talking about so far. But both sides, so they both agreed on that amount. Now, because the Democrats want like 2,000, 2,200, or something like that. So maybe there's some wiggle room to make that 1,200 go up. But they both agreed on that. But they haven't negotiated yet. Okay, so that's good. Uh, Now, the Republicans agreed to only 70% of the current salary to be in unemployment. Okay, unemployment now is whatever the state gives you, which is a few $100s a week, then an additional $600. And the problem that the Republicans in the Senate have and the White House is that that's giving people more than they're making on the job. So there's no incentive to go back to work. So that's their argument on that. And they came up with a new model that says we're only going to pay 70% of what you made before. Now, this sounds like a nightmare. I mean, the unemployment offices are so screwed up from the last time. And now they got to figure out what 70% of that salary was. Meh. It's going to be so screwed up. So the other way to do that is maybe just have like a $200 instead of $600. So it's going to be something in addition, maybe $200, maybe $600, maybe something in the middle. Uh, so that's going to happen. Now, another thing that I think pretty important is the moratorium on evictions. Now, that's a federal moratorium on evictions. Now, that means they cannot evict you. And if you can't pay your rent, that does not go into your record or credit card stuff and all that thing. But it's not for everybody. It's only people who have mortgages that are part of the government. See, that's what they control. So they could tell the mortgage people who have mortgages that are insured by the government what to do. The other ones that have other mortgage companies with, I don't know, Bank of America or something like that, they can't tell them. So what has happened though with that is that states have other requirements. So every state has a bunch of requirements that you can't be thrown out no matter what your mortgage is and all this kind of. So there's different kind of requirements in all the states. So if you want a report, I have a report that shows you where to get that information about that. So not thrown out. So at least the one moratorium, which was supposed to end, next week, is now, I don't know what it is, maybe to the end of the year. We'll see next week or so. But then you're covered also by local laws that changed it so people don't lose the place they live, and also so you don't get a bad credit rating. So that's part of this thing now. With every moratorium, does that happen? Because there's so many moratoriums now, you don't know. Now there's another list that I have. I'll share with you. If just put in your request there about rent or mortgage payments that shows you where to get legal help on that for free. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations in every city, every town, every state, things like that help people for free. Because see, if you go into Google or something and try to find legal help because you're worried about losing your home or being kicked out of your rental or getting bad credit and all that stuff, it's bad. Yeah. And so you can get free legal help for that. And that's why your landlord knows all these laws. And it's like coming to a fight, or if you want to call it a fight, you have a knife and they have a bazooka or a tank, you're not matched. So you have to know at least what your rights are to be effective in any kind of talk. And also have a report at the 10 things to do if you're worried about that stuff. And it's a good article from the New York Times I have. So just ask me. I'll send out a free copy of that. It's a report. You guys get everything for free. So don't worry. Okay, let me see. June Adams. Sycamore, Georgia. Here I need financial help with vehicle lights. Oops, I lost that. Okay, vehicle lights, water, dental. I haven't been able to work in the public for 3 years now due to severe depression. I have a severe anxiety and panic attacks. I tried to find work online, but I don't know what I might or could be able to enjoy doing. I have two daughters. One is six times $2, one maybe and six. As of August 3rd, I have to go procedure next month, and the older one is 24. Guess I'll get this August. Have Chrome signal single parents now since 2013. I'm a survival cancer survivor. Could you please lead me to what I need to search for? Yes, June, boy, you got a lot of work. Um, I'm trying to think of what to do first. I'll send you a report that has these things. Go into the discussions and ask for your further report. That's the best way to get anything I say or forget to send or whatever. Start a new discussion because I look at every one of those and answer them if I remember. Or if it doesn't, so I mean, at my age, I make a lot of mistakes. Okay, okay, June, let's do this. I have a report that I'll send you that shows you all the places that get free and low cost dental hair, uh, uh, dental care. Okay, now I guess that means dental because I mean a lot of that is not covered, so you probably need that. Water. Do you want buy water or uh, I guess you have a water bill. Is that what you need to uh, utility bills? I'll send you. There's a lot of money now to help people pay utility bills, rental bills, these kinds of living expenses. I'll send you a list of how to search those on the internet to find them. But until then, because I'm going to have to wait till you send me uh, the discussion, and you could go to 211.org, and for the Atlanta area, find out what's there. Now, it won't be everything, but it'll be a good place to start. Uh, Now, lights, or maybe the lights and water is for your car because you need financial help with vehicle, lights, water, and dental. Well, maybe not. And well, let me see, maybe June answered that before. June 16. Sorry, okay. Oh, the other boy. Yes, okay, that's dental. That's good, June. Okay, so that's good. Okay, I also have a free report, June, on cars. A lot of it, there's nonprofit organizations that give cars for free. But I also, in that report, I have a place to get cars repaired for low cost or something. A lot of, and actually through places that uh, training schools for auto work. These people have to be trained. It's sort of like barber schools. You get a free haircut at barber school. So at the schools that they teach mechanics, you get your car free, repaired. And so that's a supply and demand thing. How many people know about it, how many cars they have, and all that kind of thing. But it's worth testing. All of life is like that. It depends. May work, may not. You need a date or something. You could ask 10 girls and say no, and the 11th is yes. So you never know. But I have the list for you to go through. And that's what I basically do is send out lists of maybes. Maybe this, but I've done the research or whatever. Hey, this looks like a possibility. It doesn't, nothing works 100%. And at my age, I know that for sure. But another thing, June, is I think you got to get income. And there's two ways to do that. One is in Atlanta, you have something called a career one stop. Now, if you find local career one-stop. Then the Department of Labor has a place you can put in your zip code and find your local office. They're the people that have training money, have maybe living expensive money, depends on where you are and what you're doing and all this kind of stuff. But that's again a maybe. But also importantly, training money is probably easier than living expensive money. So if you need to get 3 months of training in something, a skill to get a in-demand job or something like that, see, that's what this is for. And also know about the job market locally. So they're good people to talk to just to see where they help. See, any of these people, they may or may not help you. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you get some intelligence about what's going on out there. You're talking to somebody who sees people like you every day, right? So they have more idea of possibilities or what not to do than you and I ever will have. That's why it's important to talk to these people. That's why we got to get away from this computer. It's important. Now look how important it is. But there's so much more, and you get more out of people. Now, what I also tell you, I just finished a new report on the gig economy. I mean, there are lots of, and what I would do is just try as many things as you can. The gig economy are jobs that you can do at any time and when you want to, when you don't want to. It's no boss and no cost. It costs you nothing and you have no boss. So that's why it's worth signing up, seeing what you could get. You don't like it, you go to the next one, sign up, see it where you. It's all of life is a numbers game. Yeah, and if you're not playing the numbers, you'll never get through it, or it'll just take a shitload longer if it happens. But you got to try 100 things. Like what I've been doing the last 10 years, literally, is trying 1,000 things to try to find out what works. And I couldn't figure that out for a long time. And just till like about a year or so ago, I found something that works and looks like I'm going to take off again. But it took me 10 years to do that. So that's why nothing is quick. I mean, everybody wants to sell you, oh, this is easy. This is the shit. If it's easy, you would have been there already and doing it. No, or somebody gets lucky and it's easy. Yeah, no, I don't think that's life at all, and it stops people from really doing as much as they have to do to get it done. If I'm telling you it's easy, and it ain't, you're going to stop real fast. Yeah, I know you want to do it. Yeah, so I think when you do that and you think it's easy, then you think, "Oh, I'm doing something wrong. This is not me." No, I mean it's not for you. No, it is for you. Maybe if you think it is, or a possibility, and now you have to get in there and try it as hard as you can to see if you can make it happen. You know, don't forget, you know, when you read the sports pages every day, half the people lose every day. Yeah, and that's what life is. About losing. So that's it. All those reports, put in, a synopsis of this, June, or just copy, cut and paste this into new discussion, and I'll get there. Hi, Michael, SBDC success. Google Grants search gets me nothing for 4 weeks. Now I really have a business for Medicare insurance and RE. What's RE? Real estate, but can't work it. Old group, but better advice for a 10,000 old group. Well, I don't know what your business is. Uh, you want to, is it a Medicare insurance business and real estate? See, I think, well, there's two things. Uh, I would assume, Michael, that you, uh, I mean, real estate, you need real estate. Yeah. So, I mean, it's, and the same way, if you're selling insurance, Medicare insurance, I mean, it's nothing you have to create. You don't have to create anything in these businesses. You have to find a deal, and the other one, you have to find a customer, right? Uh, Now, if you have a lot of money, okay, so you find a deal or find a customer. Now, what you need money for is living, right? So you need living expenses, not really business expenses, because you're not going to build a house, maybe, but uh, You know, if you're flipping them or something, you're probably not. You're finding real estate to purchase or whatever. Medicare insurance, if you're selling that, you're not setting up a insurance company to hire 1,500 programmers to decide, to program all. It sounds like you need a customer, right? See, so none of those are like old time businesses where you need plant and equipment and stuff like that that you really need money for. See, for the Medicare insurance, you have to find customers. Sure, I mean, to me, what you're maybe thinking about, hey, I need $10,000 a week to advertise. Well, yes, but it may take you 6 months to find that, or maybe even longer. Yeah, who's going to give you money to gamble to find customers? Yeah, there's money for businesses. I mean, I don't know if the IEDL, that grant was easy and a lot of members got that. You could get loans, but I wouldn't get a loan. I mean, because you don't know how to make money at these businesses yet. So you don't get loans until you know how to make money and you can pay back the loan. Yeah. So that's it. So to me, I'll send you a report that shows you, how to start, like if that's a Medicare insurance business, how to do that without spending money. Oh, my business, I don't spend any money starting. The first time I started was me, a phone and a desk 30, 40 years ago, about 15 blocks away from here. And I've started three, four businesses since then. I had to eat. Okay, I was getting money for a long time, so I had to figure out something, right? So I worked on the side, did other things, and that's what the gig economy to me is for, Michael. I mean, there may be ways to get extra money in the gig economy. Now, there is a lot of grant money now in called re-entry. So if you're trying to get your business going and it was before, then yes, I think it's worthwhile to look for those re-entry grants. I could send you a whole bunch of ways to find that. And there's a lot of other grants too, besides the main ones. I mean, I got a list of maybe 20, 30, 40 possible programs. But I truthfully think it's better to go try to find business, and it's better to try to find ways to earn extra income to keep your soul together while you're doing these businesses. But that's a biased opinion, and your life is probably more complicated than that. Uh, and it may or may not work for you. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what the hell to do with myself. You know, that's why, to me, it is, you know, I don't think it's fair to tell anybody else how to live their life because I don't even know I'm struggling how to live my own life. But I could show you possibilities of stuff that's out there, and that's the important thing. So, Michael, so start a discussion, a new discussion. I'll send you those reports on, you know, 30, 40 places to start digging for business grants and loans and stuff like that. Uh, can you help me find a bank that does IDA accounts, Dwayne? Well, I mean, I don't have it. I could. There is a national association that I have, and the report I send out is called peer-to-peer loans, and in there are all the banks that are friendly and IDA accounts, and there's a national association of IDA accounts, and they have a listing supposedly of all of them, but they don't contain all of them. So, but I'll send you that list with all the how to find all the IDA accounts. But then you have to find if there's any others in your area like that. And the way to do that, I think, is through something called the Community Action Agency, your local community action agency. If you Google right now, put Community Action Agency in Atlanta, Georgia, or whatever, and it'll be a .org, and find them out and ask them if they know about IDA accounts in the Atlanta area. Yeah. And they're the kinds of organizations. See, that's a nonprofit organization that helps people low income, and they're the one of the things that IDA accounts of people. You can't make a lot of money. You can't make 100 grand and get these things, whatever. So that's what we could do on that. I did get $1,000 4 weeks ago, and 2 days ago a $2,000 loan. That's small change. Thanks. Oh, great. Okay, I'll show you other places to go. Uh, and also the stuff, Michael, I'm going to send you to will be how to find partners. I mean, for like real estate, man, there's crowdfunding in real estate is huge. You know, There's probably more crowdfunding in real estate than there is for healthcare or starting businesses or anything. It's huge. And but there's a lot of money sloshing around in this country by fat cats, and they're looking for real deals, to invest in. You're going to do all the work, find the property, da, 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 and all you need, is fat cats with money. Then that's what these, and see, fat cats are easy to find now because the internet makes it easy to find. They all belong to some website on the internet that you could go Christmas shopping. Hey, Matt, I've been rising. Are they raising EIDL from 1,010? No, I mean, Chris, the EIDL, there are two parts of that. One they call an advance, which is a grant, and that went from 1,000 to 10,000. The other is a loan, and it's only I think a 1% interest loan. That's right. To me, you apply for the loan, pay off your credit cards, and now instead of 20% interest at the credit card doing, you do it for 1% interest. Man, that to me is how to live. And but the grant money is gone. So both of those are at the SBA.gov and just put EIDL or COVID or whatever, and you'll see the two big programs there, the PPP, which is still alive, and I think in the new stimulus they'll probably put more money in the PPP for people with different kind of requirements, and I don't know what they'll do with the EIDL. There's been no talk about that yet. So that's the 1,000, 10,000. Yeah, I've heard some people that got 10,000 too. Okay, you know, a member said he got 11,000 grant. I don't know how. I said it's all too complicated for any one person to know. I mean, to me, the way you do these, you think the EIDL may be good or bad. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. You apply. It take a half hour, an hour, whatever the hell it takes you to apply, and then you got the real answer. Don't trust me or somebody else. Yeah, that's it. It may be helpful, but the real way to learn is trying. And that's the important thing. But look at that. Michael already got $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 already. June, okay, dental. Chris, Matt, okay, EIDL 10,000. Dwayne, I got turned down twice by EIDL, and so did my wife and kids. Well, you think about getting a new wife and kids, Dwayne? Come to, well, who knows? Well, you tried. Try your see what's in your state, see what's on your city, contact your local SPDC, see what local COVID programs there are for business. There's a lot of restarting programs, they call them, for businesses, or start a new discussion. And I'll send you this list I've researched, and I have about 30 of them in there. To apply to. And see, these are all different from, see, particularly if it's a loan, like there's something called the Federal Reserve is just throwing money out there, because it's cheap. They don't worry about it. And see, they expect a lot of people not to pay off. And so they're upping all, and like the banks in their reports recently, and the banks were talking, showing their annual reports or whatever, maybe quarterly, and they're putting away a lot of money for bad debts, like double or triple the amount normally. So they expect you not to pay, what it turns out. Applied for 4 grants and received 2, all from what I've learned from you. Wow, Mark, that's terrific. Can you send me a report? I don't think I could capture that. Send, a discussion, Mark, to do that, because see, if I tell other people, then they say, hey, okay, well, Lesko maybe isn't full of shit. I know a lot of people that got ex-wives and stuff like that. and uh, uh, okay, well, thank you, Mark. That's so nice of you to say it. Yeah, I mean, I am. Oh, I don't know the right word. I'm so happy what I'm doing now. I just can't wait to get up in the morning. I've always worked like that. Always enjoyed what I did. That's why it's not working to me. But now, see, helping people one-on-one. Before it was like millions of people, talk shows, and that's not as satisfying to me as sitting here and saying that Mark helped something, got something because of what I did. That's there, whether I tell you or not. So I don't feel like I really did cured cancer or anything like that. Uh, and then June, I mean, just to teach if what I know can give somebody an extra edge on how to get through the shitty life that we're all in, and not only what's going on now. I mean, that's sort of challenging in a way, but life is difficult, and we all have to get through it, and for some reason we find that it is the only way to get through it is making other people suffer or something. But no, God, we're all in this stuff together. We're all guessing. Nobody knows. And that's what I think creates anxiety in us. We think somebody else has the magic answer. They don't. And if they only admit that, then it's easier for us or whatever. That's why I like to tell you, I don't really fucking know. Because if you think I have some magic, then it relying on the magic is in you. All of us have our own magic, and that's what we have to be encouraged to use that, and because we're all different flowers, we're all different, make up differently, or everything will work differently for somebody else. And for you to try things so you can find out the kinds of things that work for you. So if somebody sends you, a 5-step program or something, sure you could go through and you learn something maybe, but it's probably not for you. But you may be able to get something out of it. But if you don't feel that you're not a millionaire by the time you finish step 5, then to me I'm worried that hurts your insides too much and creates anxiety and depression and all that kind of stuff. We don't need that. We need to feel comfort, in life. All right, how to do discussions? My area don't have 211. Is it 311? Where are you at, Jim? Maybe it's better that I have. Maybe it's better than what I have now. I see. Right, it's all maybe. June, where are you that you don't have 211? Yeah. Uh, I was doing my Amazon my current equipment until my computer quit on me, and I haven't been able to buy another one. June, let me know. I'll show you where to get cheap computers. Yeah, see that kind of thing. Even though it's not big money, it's income, and that's the important thing. So let me know, June. Okay, please, please. I mean, you have 2 kids or whatever, and all this stuff. Let's get you a computer, okay? Uh, okay, June. Yeah, I have a list of places. I mean, it may cost you $100 maybe at the most, uh, or in that area somewhere. Let's see. Okay, where did I leave off? Oh, 4 grants, great. Thank you again, Mark. Maybe it's better than I have. Davida, Jane. How do I find business grants? Davida, ask me. I'll send you a list of 50, 40, 30, 40, 50. They take work. It's not easy, but start with that. And I break it down like, okay, try this group, that group, and then go through like that. And if you're a freelance Davida, don't forget the unemployment insurance is really good for freelancers. Anybody trying to make money, you don't have to be a business. You could be just an entrepreneur or a freelancer or something like that. And they're going to extend that extra bonus. It may not be $600 a week, but it'll be something. Um, David Lewis Moliari, having a problem with spell check and comments. Sorry for, hey, I have, I flunked English in college. I can't spell for beans. And I do so many things. I type and get going, oh, God, look at all the typos in that thing. So you'll never offend me with typos. I may not be able to answer you because I don't know what the hell you said, but that's something else. Is there a group of COVID-19 grants for freelancers, gig worker besides PPL idea? On behalf of everyone here watching, we thank you. I heard you say in one of your YouTube videos that You have only 15. Oh, yeah, years left. You have at least 20 more years. Well, I hope. I used to say 20, but I've been saying 20 for maybe 5 years. So maybe it's certainly when I start wearing question mark suits, it was, boy, I guess back in the 90s. And how long have I been wearing? But I was saying 7 years for like 15 years or something like that. And it just went up. Brad, a couple of things on that about all the grants, and that's good that you tried the EIDL and the PPPs. They're going to have more of that, more PPP. So if you have to go to the bathroom, go now because there'll be more PPP. uh, and um, and then the other stuff, yeah, I have a big list to send you, but the other thing to do is check your city, check your state, uh, because that's where a lot of this stuff is coming now to help businesses and entrepreneurs and things like that. And yeah, if it's business now, see what happened with COVID, the good part of that is that it used to be business. Oh, they want you to have the LLC and all this kind of stuff, EINs. Nah, that's out of the window now. Too many people make money by not having the EIN and everything, and they want to cover that too. So that is changing. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're making money out of the house, no matter what it is, if you're Mechanical Turk or whatever the heck it is, it doesn't matter. No. Oh, how is moonlighting, Crystal? Is that good? That moonlighting.com is a gig site. Is it? Have you used it, Crystal? Uh, Anybody likes researching, for freebies or anything? Let me know. You have a good thing or whatever. Yeah. If you have a knack for this. Moonlighting.com. Okay, we let people know about that. But Crystal, send me if you're using it, and if you made some money at it, if you're interested in sharing what you do on that to tell other people, because see, nobody will, very few people. But see, if we do maybe an interview, if that makes sense for you, Crystal, like a um, Zoom interview or something, and you tell others, hey, how you did this, to encourage other people how to make money like that. It's hard, I know, and may not be big and all, but it's something, and that's what you have to do is build on the little sticks. I mean, when you start a fire, you have to rub two sticks together and get that little spark, and that's what all of life is. I was doing Mechanical Turk. Computer quit. Okay, June, you're going to contact me. DC is overpriced. How do you afford DC? My wife's apartment. She had this when I met her. But you're right. We had a big house in the suburbs and uh, wanted to move back downtown. This is only a little one-bedroom apartment. That's a Murphy bed. But the biggest problem moving from like a four-bedroom house or whatever to this was my clothes. And we love this one little bedroom apartment. See the veranda out there? I mean, it's nice. It's right over. It's on Columbia Road, which is a nice big uh, commercial district here, and we love it here. Walk to 15 restaurants when they're open. There's 7 coffee shops within 2, 3 blocks when they're open. I work a lot in coffee shops, and love it. So we decided because we love this so much and because it's so expensive downtown real estate, we said, hey, we'll just get another small apartment in the building for my closet. And so we did that. And it's up on the 7th floor. It's not next door. It's up on the 7th floor. My wife's up there working. See, she doesn't bother with me or whatever. It's a way to stay married. You have 2 apartments. But it's also if somebody comes to visit you, if it was a 2-bedroom apartment or 3-bedroom, you're still running into each other. Well, if you have 2 separate apartments, we just give give them the keys. I'll see you at dinner. You don't have to run into everybody in the hallway or the bathroom every time. DC is overpriced. Okay, what is the opinion on selling on Amazon? It costs nothing. Try it. Right? To me, about selling is selling. The problem with Amazon, most people are selling somebody else's stuff. And if you're selling somebody else's stuff, no matter what stuff you're selling, find something that your heart is in. See, if your heart's not in it, you're going to be out of there soon because anything is a pain in the ass to do. And that's how you find something that you really, your heart and soul is for, then you could figure out how to sell it because you want to. If you're doing it just for money, two things are going to happen. It takes so long, you're probably going to quit before you really make any money. And then when you start making money, you'll get bored because you have all, I guess it's never enough, but you know what I mean. So that would be my thing. But you try anything that doesn't cost money. If they say, "Oh, you need $5,000 to sell on," figure out how to do it without. Because if you do it without and get a little feedback on something going on, then you could build from there. Training was a network engineer. Now there is a demand for ethical hacker. I tried but I really need is a boot camp. Well, it really depends. Yes, it is Medicare insurance, but I see. Well, I think, Michael, then that's a lot of it's focus. I mean, to try to see, I think if you try to find $10,000 grant, you get okay. If you really want to sell Medicare insurance, okay, then use your creativity to figure that out and fail a dozen times. I've written 100 books and only 10 made money. So I know I have data to show that I'm wrong 90% of the time. And these things I hadn't spent a year or so on. So, and I'm wrong. And I think I'm a smart guy. Obviously, none of us are, and it takes that. So if to be an ethical hacker or whatever it is, I mean, if that's something you really want to do, then go to your local career one stop and ask about training money there because they'll give you up to 8 grand to train for a job if you don't have a job, and that's available. Uh, but if you're into Medicare insurance, there's obviously more people getting older, right? And need that stuff. But now you have to be creative. Now, the way most people get creative about selling insurance or real estate is figure out how to get leads and sell them. And then you have people all over the internet, oh, just give me $5,000 a month and you get all the leads you can. They didn't say business, they said leads. So what we have to do is find a way to generate those interests and lead yourself. I mean, look at me. I'm not spending anything on advertising. I started in the beginning doing that. Now I'm testing some Facebook ads because I know how this stuff sells and I know the packaging better and everything. But even in the beginning, all my businesses have never spent. I did spend advertising. I never made money until I did all the advertising myself, figured it out, and then when I knew what worked, then I was able to spend advertising because the advertisers say, "Oh, you're going to make $1 million, if you give me, 100,000 or whatever the hell they want." And to me, if you don't know, if you never did this before, I said, "Okay, I tell you what, I'll give you $500,000 instead of 100,000, and we'll split that million that you say I could make." If they think you make $1 million, I'd be happy to give you half of it. So that's what, and so ask me about. I have a report that says it's called How to Retire in 10 Years, or 3 years or something. But it's really all about that: how to start a business now without any money and do it that way. Okay, I lost my car repair shop that helped low-income people. Oh, Dwayne, that's good. I turned down for both grant, PPP, and EDI. Oh, that's. Uh, so you help low-income people carve out. That's good work. Uh, you know what to do. I'm wondering if ask me for the report on free cars, Dwayne, and then talk to the people in your area that do that because maybe there's something you could do. That's what they give cars away for free, and they get government grants to do that, so people get cars that need them. See, you were in something like that, so there's maybe something you could do together with people like that. Uh, you could help them fix up cars and get them out, and go in business together or whatever. That would be because it sounds like if you help low-income people with that, that's what they want to do. They want to get cars to low-income people. So you're a natural for that. I just started doing credit repair service, and need uh, I really need. Oh, let's see. I just started credit repair. Just start credit repair service. I really need startup cash. Well, Davida, I'll send you all the stuff for business grants, but credit repair business doesn't sound like you need supplies. I mean, are you? It sounds like it's a service you're providing, right? So it's your time, unless you have to hire somebody to do it all. But if you have to hire somebody to do it all, then it is after you're getting money to somebody, right? Then you have to spend that money. So it seems you need money for two things, I would think. One is getting customers, and two is living. And getting money for customers, I think, is I have a report on that, how to do that without money. I think you're spending money getting rid of customers and haven't done it before. You only spend money on getting customers when you're positive, and the only way you're positive is that you've done it before. Marketing people telling you that they're positive is not. Well, then tell them I'll give you half the money. You know what I mean? If they think they're positive, you can make money out of this. They're not. They're not going to. They want the money up front, right? So that means they're not positive. So you have to be creative enough uh, to find that. You know, to find customers, potential customers. And with media now, to me, there's so many ways to do that. Yeah, it's hard. Everything's going to be hard, but it has a higher success rate than you trying to find out, getting a whole bunch of money to live on and spend on marketing. That probably won't work anyway. You know? And that's hard to do. Um, I understand, but it is important, I think, to do. I mean, I'll send you places you could start and try and see, and even get help along the way. I mean, I have like 30 or 40 programs that do this. Everything I send you, don't forget, is not going to charge you any money. So don't worry about that. And that's important. Uh, so it's really just your time. Um, I said, guys, it's 5 of the hour. Boy, this went bad fast. Huh? I want to use my truck to start a business. Oh, tell me, God, I do miss the news on unemployment. Uh, okay, let me wrap up about the unemployment stuff because I got to run soon. I'm looking inside scoop on what the stimulus is going to be. Okay, here's what I heard from the news today, and this is from the White House and stuff like that. I'm a news junkie sometimes, and trying to keep up on the stimulus stuff. One, the $1,200 is for sure. At least the White House is saying this now. Don't forget the the Democrats in the House of Representatives. That's run by the Democrats. They passed a bill that has everything you want and more. The Senate is run by the Republicans. They don't even talk to the Democrats in the Senate. They're trying to decide what the Republican side of the bill is going to be, and then it's okay with the president. So you have the Senate Republicans and the president trying to decide on what they think that should be in this package. The Democrats already decided, and they run the House of Representatives. Uh, the senators, the Republican senators, they run the Senate, so they have to agree with the White House on what they want to propose, and then they negotiate. The House and the Senate negotiate. Okay. Now, as of today, what they're saying, the White House spokespeople, and they're not really professional spokesmen, they're really the economists and everybody's juggling in the political types and everything. And they say, okay, they want the $1,200 in stimulus money that the IRS sets out. Sounds like they want to do it exactly the same. There was talk that it may be less than $75,000 or whatever that figure was to get it, but it looks like it's probably going to be, of incomes up to $75,000. That they will send that out, quickly because they could just press a button because they did it before. So that'll go out. The unemployment, the House wants to extend that to the end of the year and be that extra $600. The Senate Republicans and the White House want to take it down to like $200 or 70%, 70% of your last income, so that you don't make more money and don't want to go back to work. Uh, I would guess at this point it's not going to stay that low. So even whether it's $200 or 70% of your last income, that's going to be 200. 70% is going to be too hard to figure out. It'll take them 6 months to figure that out. They're having enough trouble trying to process the checks now. So to make a big change like that, it sounds like a nightmare, but I, maybe they want nightmares, who knows? So that's why it seems like you're talking somewhere between $200 and $600, at least 200. So that sounds like the minimum, and what they negotiate off of that will be. Now the other thing that happened, I think, is important, is extending the moratorium on uh, what do you call it? Throwing you out of your house, evictions. And see, that ends next week. There's a moratorium on evictions, which means they can't throw you out of the house. They can't even report to the credit agencies if you didn't pay your bill. See? So that's kind of moratorium, but it didn't cover everybody. So if you want a report, I'll send you that has the listings of what you, and then besides the federal moratorium, which only covers like 40 or 50% of the households, because it only covers people who have federally backed mortgages, you know, because they have control of that. They can't do other private mortgages and stuff. But states and cities and counties have moratoriums too. And I'll show you a list of how to find out what they are where you live, so you know how to negotiate with your landlord or what rights you have. Plus, there's another list I'm happy to send you of how to get free legal help for any of these things. So before you call up your mortgage guy or whatever, or your landlord, that what are your rights, to know your rights as a mortgage holder or as a renter. And these are free legal services. I have a whole list all over the country that do this for free. Okay, so that's where you want to do. So start a new discussion. Ask me about those things. I'll send you that out. Okay. Okay. Well, listen, guys, it was fun to do this, and oh, I did a few times. What'd you send, Crystal? Uh, Hi, Oregon. Okay, sorry, I gotta run. Okay, so again, I try to answer everything within 48 hours on the discussion. And if I don't, you go back and yell at this old fart that I forgot. Uh, and I really want to help you, because if I know something that could help you, then I have nothing better to do with my life. Okay.